Hey creative friends, welcome to my channel. And here we are. It is Saturday, August the 12th, and I realize my Saturday Happenings video is late in the afternoon, but the reason for that is today we had our tuna cannon workshop. It was so cool, but I had to wake up at 6. I had to be on the road by 7 so that I could be there by 8. So I didn't get done until like 3, and by the time I got home, it's now. So I had hoped to have this up earlier, but sometimes things just don't happen the way you want. So you know what? I got to tell you, if you're new to my channel, and you might be because we just had the awesome Mrs. Wages Week collaboration, so I did get some new friends from that. But if you are new here, the deal is on Saturdays I like to post a video called Saturday Happenings, and I like to talk about the videos that I did the previous week, what I'm planning for the next week, and kind of just what I'm working on. And I like to do that because I like to address comments and questions and things like that too. So last week was so cool. I just had such a good time, and all of my friends that were in the Mrs. Wages Week collaboration had a good time, and it was fun. And I will say, I did 5 videos last week, and there were so many. So the rest of today, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to go make sure all the videos from each collaborator, and if you want to make sure that you saw them all, look in the description below, make sure that you've gone to each of their channels and you've watched their videos for the Mrs. Wages Week collaboration. And it's windy out here. That's why I'm turned around with my back to the house. Usually I have my back to out there, but I'm waiting for a big gust of wind to come by because I feel like it's going to happen. Anyway, be sure and go check out every single channel. Check out all of the videos for the Mrs. Wages Week collaboration. There it is. And make a comment. Be sure to comment in the comment boxes from the videos, because tomorrow I am going to be doing the Mrs. Wages product package giveaway. And the thing is that Mrs. Wages sent me several packets of Mrs. Wages, and I'm going to do a drawing from a video. Is going to be drawn from the playlist, and then from that video a comment, and the person that made that comment is going to be the recipient of a really cool set of different Mrs. Wages mixes, which is cool because I think the most common question that we had, or the most common comment, other than people who have used Mrs. Wages absolutely love it, people who have never used it are going to because it just looks so cool, how surprisingly easy people thought it was to do the recipes, and what an incredible variety. I mean, there were so many different videos, either making, processing, preparing, just so many. There's even recipes. I have like 5 recipes printed out that I plan to do using the Mrs. Wages products that I had canned or jarred or whatever. It's just cool. So be sure and go down, and between now and tomorrow morning, I'm going to do it. Probably I'll do it in the morning, and I will do the video and then post it. So so that's going to be cool. But be sure and make a comment so that you can be in for the cool drawings. So, and anyway, last week I did a freezer pull, because Linda over at Linda's Pantry and I are both doing a thing where we're committed to get our freezers cleaned out, food rotated. So we said we're not buying any freezer stuff, like any freezer meats, for 6 months. We started this like 3 months ago, May, June, July, yeah, and it's gone great. So every Sunday we post a video of the meat that we choose, and we'll post something that we've done with some of that meat over the week. Here's the deal. I took out chicken, and I took out a big, I think it was round steak. And I kept that frozen and put it in the freezer upstairs because I wasn't sure how long it was going to take for me to get to it. And here's the deal. I did the chicken in a slow cooker, and that chicken, because it's just the 2 of us, actually went through 3 full meals, plus we went out to eat one night. Brian wanted steak, so we went out and had steak. So I actually didn't even get to the Swiss steak that I wanted to make with that beef. So that's going to be another thing that I'm going to use. I'm kind of carrying it over to next week. But the chicken, I did several things with it. But one of the things I did was the chicken and biscuits. because on Tuesdays I try to do a pantry cooking for 2 Tuesday video, and I showed how I could use some of that meat that was from the slow cooker. Like I could do 2 big chicken breasts in the slow cooker, and then I shredded it up, and how I could drag it out into like 3 full meals. Actually, it might have been 4. Might have been a lunch in there. Yeah, there was sandwiches too. So those 2 chicken breasts were great for the whole week. So this week, watch tomorrow, and I'll show you what I'm going to take out of the freezer for the rest of the week for the meals. So that's happening. But that's coming up. See, I'm already jumped ahead. I'm going to talk about what I did last week. The Mrs. Wages. I did dilled green beans and the one-step bread and butter pickles. That's cool. And I actually found another one-step recipe for cherry habanero pickles. So good. And then I did the jalapeno pickle relish, which is delicious. And I had some people say, what else can you do with relish? Because people just think, oh, hot dog, right? I love it. And this relish with the jalapeno in it is phenomenal to just take a little bit of it and set it like we had. I think I had the chicken. I want to say we had chicken, and then I had a vegetable, and then I had a couple of the dilled beans, and then I just put a little, maybe a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of the jalapeno. That way you can kind of dip your fork in it and take some meat, and you can do it with anything. And it's a great thing to put just on the side of a dish, a plate when you're making a meal. It's cool. The other thing is say you're going to make some deviled eggs. Ooh, now I got sun. Deviled eggs, you can just take and put a little dollop of that relish or mix it in with your deviled eggs mix. So there's a lot you can do with relish, but it was delicious. I did the Mrs. Wages one-step kimchi. That was really cool. I liked it, and I made some rice, and I just took a big dollop of kimchi and put it there, and I ate the rice and the kimchi together, and it was really good. I was surprised. So now some of my friends who did the videos, who were in the collaboration, they can't find that kimchi anywhere. So I went to our store today and I bought some kimchi so I can send it to them so that they can make it, because that's very cool. And then I did yesterday was the tomato soup, and I have to tell you, that stuff tastes so good. And I can picture using it in so many things, not just tomato soup, but one of my favorite things is tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwich. Love, love it. But you know what else is really cool? If you get that frozen Texas toast, cut it in squares, pop it in your air fryer, and then till it's all cooked and brown, and use those as the croutons on the top of the tomato soup. It is phenomenal. So I'm so glad I have that Mrs. Wages tomato soup, and quite frankly, I have to tell you, they didn't have any more of the tomato soup mix at my store, so I ordered it. And I had to order it in a package of 6 because that's how Amazon did it, but even when you break down the price, it's not more expensive than buying it at the store. So I did that because I fully intend to have a good bunch of the tomato soup, because I'm going to use that in things like goulash. I'm going to use that in soups. I'm going to use that for stuff, and I already have a plan to use it for a recipe that I'm doing for a collaboration for September, which I'm excited about. Whew, that was a lot. So let's talk about next week. Next week, starting tomorrow, I'm going to do the drawing. I'm going to do the meat pull. And then over the week, Monday, I know that I've never really in the past done product reviews, but I've had some opportunity to do them. And the Dowan company, who I love their things, have sent me another thing to show you. And it's really cool. And I'm going to show you on Monday because they're having a great sale starting, I think it's from the 14th to the 20th. Yeah, it's that whole week. So the information will be in the description box for that. But really a nice thing I want to show you guys. So that'll be on Monday. And then during the week, I'm going to do my pantry cooking for 2. I'm not sure what I'm going to make yet, but it'll be something phenomenal. And then I'm going to use that that big piece of beef that I'm going to show you tomorrow in my freezer pull video from last week that I never even got to cook. Good thing I kept it frozen. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to make a Swiss steak because I want that. So that's going to be good. So there's that. And the rest of the week, I don't know. But who knows what I'll do. What else? I got a note. I got chicken and biscuits, freezer meat, dry. See, I had a little sticky note to remind me what to say. But I just want to take a sec and say, hey, you guys, I really appreciate you hanging out with me, watching my videos. It's been fun. I like doing the videos, and I like your responses and your comments. And actually, I love it when the comments kind of generate conversation. And now I want to spend a little bit more time. If you guys go over to the Facebook, there's a link, you know, on my homepage over to my Facebook group. I really would like to get that more conversational, more community, you know, more interaction. I think that's cool. So if you're into that kind of thing, go check that out. I'd really appreciate it. And other than that, I want to say a special thank you to Renee over at Pike Creek Farm, Linda from Linda's Pantry, Mary Ellen from Prepper Potpourri, Anna from the Fermented Homestead, and Tiffany from the Hamakua Homestead. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and Lisa from Sutton's Days. You were stuck in there between the two homesteads. Lisa from Sutton's Days, all you guys for participating in this awesome collaboration, and all of you for watching it. Be sure to go down and check in the description for all of their channels to make sure you've seen all of their videos. And this was fun this week because it wasn't a planned out thing. It was just like boom, 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 boom. Videos were hitting right and left. Some 2 a day, some multiple. It just was fun. And you know what? This was so popular that I believe this is going to be an annual event. So the second week of August, pretty much, I think should be Mrs. Wages Week. So it's a thing. And now I was talking to him, you know, that Mrs. Wages website has tons of recipes. So now I'm thinking maybe in a couple months we should have a Mrs. Wages Cooking Week where we use what we canned in Mrs. Wages Week to make recipes. So if you want us to do that, let me know. We'll do that. But other than that, I'm just going to keep working on what I work on, and it's all good. Life is good, and I hope you guys are all having a marvelous summer and just a great everything. So, there it is. I'm going to go in, and I think I'm going to relax for the rest of the day because I brought home 8.5 pounds of tuna that I got to can tomorrow. And yes, I'm going to do a video of that because the video I did of canning tuna is 10 years old. I made that video 10 years ago, and sometimes you just need to update. So I've got 8.5 pounds of tuna. It's not a whole lot, but it's enough to do a canner load. So I think I'm going to get that out tomorrow and can it. Fresh caught right off the coast, and it's delicious. Oh my gosh. So there it is. Hope you guys enjoy it, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.